so much this morning. Glad to see you out. In the way of announcements tonight, we'll be showing I Can Only Imagine. We'll start an hour early, so 5 o'clock county time. So come out if you can. Hope to see you here. If you've not seen the movie, it's a great movie. July the 19th, Beach Grove, WMU meeting. It's at 6 o'clock county time. And then the 28th, the swimming trip to Russell Springs Aquatics. So Russell Sims Aquatics in Bowling Green. So if you want to go to that, get with Chad and Tabitha, and then any child under the age of 7 don't have to go with them. So a few things going on, and but we're glad to see you out this morning, and I hope that you had a great week. Stand if you would this morning as we sing.
Number 223.
I was sinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, buried deep and safe within, sinking to rise no more. But the master of the sea heard my despairing cry, from the waters lifting me, now safe and right. Love lifting me, love lifting me, when nothing else could help. Love lifting me, love lifting me, love lifting me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me. All my heart to Him I give, ever to Him I cling. In His blessed presence live, ever His praises sing. Love so mighty and so true, merits my soul's best songs. Faithful, loving service to Him belongs. Love lifting me, love lifting me, when nothing else could help. Love lifting me, love lifting me, love lifting me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me. Souls in danger, look above. Jesus completely saves. He will lift you by His love out of the angry waves. He's the master of the sea, wills His will obey. He who Savior wants to be saved today. Love lifting me, love lifting me, when nothing else could help. Love lifting me, love lifting me, love lifting me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me.
Father God, we thank you for this privilege to be in your house this morning. We thank you for the gift of God's Son. Lord, we thank you for this day. Blessed in Christ's name. Amen.
Gather
starting and greet him, your guests will welcome you.
We got three types of mail. We got more than three types, but the most common three types people ask me if I'm putting in their mailbox is junk mail.
Yeah.
You never got my name on the people.
Bills or checks. Everybody wants to know if I can put the bills, just keep them, and put the checks in there. They always ask me if they got checks, and I don't know. I do good enough to know if I've got the right address and the right name to go in the right box. But, so that's the three types of mail that the U.S. Postal Service gets. And I've got some helpers here this morning. You gonna be a postal worker? You're not, okay. You gonna be a postal worker? We hand these out? Now here's a pretty good example of a worker. If you've got two workers and one don't want to work, then there's twice as much load on the other one. I wasn't expecting that this morning, but I should have. So basically what I'm relating this to is us as Christians. You know, we're here to serve the Lord, bring the message to people, and deliver the mail is how I like to use it, for example, this morning. And you're either going to deliver two things. You're either going to deliver junk mail / bills, which nobody likes, or you're going to deliver checks, which in that case, my example would be the Lord's message. And for example, here this morning, little Kobe's a little bashful. You know, she if she was not a postal worker, but a servant of the Lord, a Christian, so to speak, you know, if the Lord had her to go out here to deliver a message and she didn't this morning, which is a good example, I'm actually glad she didn't, you know, she would just miss out on those blessings. But Riley, you know, she had to pull, I guess, double time, overtime. In the postal world, that's overtime, and you make more money. In the Christian world, you get more blessings, whether they're here on earth or definitely in heaven. So, you know, there's a positive to being willing to work an extra here on earth, or definitely a positive to work an extra for Jesus Christ, our Savior. So, you know, handing out the bills and the checks and the junk mail is just an example of us as Christians. What are you delivering out on your daily walk? Are you delivering the junk mail, which most people throw in the garbage, or the bills, which people pay those, but they're not happy to? Or are you delivering God's Word, joy and stuff like that, which of course would be checks. That's what's worth something. I'm going to read a message here out of 1 Corinthians. Let me sit down here. And this is just an example of workers for Christ. In 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses, I'm going to read verse 6 through 9. I would encourage the adults, if they're interested in this, to read 1 through 10 and possibly 1 through 12. But I'm going to keep it short for the kids. In this 1 Corinthians, basically, Paul is talking to Corinthians, and there's two people. You got Paul and Apollos. And Paul's main plan here is to plant the seed of the gospel message, and Apollos' plan or role was to water it and to help the believers grow in their faith. And there's a lot more to that, like I said, if you go back and read. So, 1 Corinthians 3, 6 through 9. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God made it grow. So neither he who plants nor he who waters is anything, but only God, who makes things grow. The man who plants and the man who waters have one purpose, and each will be rewarded accordingly, with his own labor. For we are God's fellow workers. You are God's field, God's building. So that's what I have this morning. And I will end it with a prayer. Let's bow. Dear Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you for this day, Father. We want to thank you for this church, and we want to thank you for these kids, Father. They're a true blessing to us, and we just thank you for each and every parent or grandparent that's brought them here this morning. Father, we just ask you for your blessings. We want to praise you for the time that you have blessed us. Father, we just want to thank you for all the things that you do, and thank you for sending your one and only Son to die on that cross for our sins. Father, please forgive us the times that we fell short. Father, we love you, and we thank you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, put your money in if you have any, and I've got a little snack.
Would you please stand for our offertory hymn, number 41?
Amen.
Layla is going to sing this morning and share with us about her week, and to make her feel welcome if you would. You get a microphone, honey. Dead Mike, Stuart.
Could be loud enough, okay.
My child, my father. Just creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. No point of reference, through the dark and flashed out the wonder of light. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies were born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. If the stars were made to worship, so will I. I can see your heart in everything you've made. Every burning star, a single fire of grace. If creation sings your praises, so will I. God of your promise, don't speak in vain, no sin will empty your void. Once you have spoken, all nature and science follow the sound of your voice. And as you speak, 100 billion creatures catch your breath, evolving in pursuit of what you said. If it all reveals your nature so alive, I can see your heart in everything you say. Every painted sky, a canvas of your grace. If creation still obeys you, so will I. So will I. So will I. If the stars are made to worship, so will I. If the mountains bow in reverence, so will I. If the oceans roar your greatness, so will I. For if everything exists to lift you high, if the wind goes where you ascended, so will I. If the rocks cry out your silence, so will I. If the sum of all our praises still falls shine, then we'll sing again 100 billion times. God of salvation, chase down my heart through all of my failure and pride. On the hills you created, the light of the world, abandoned in darkness to die. And as you speak, 100 billion failures disappear. When you lost your life, so I could find it here. If you left the grave behind you, so will I. I can see your heart in everything you've done. Every part designed in a work of art called love. If you gladly chose surrender, so will I. I can see your heart a billion different ways. Every precious one, a child you died to could amount to your design. You're the one who never leaves the one behind.
Amen.
This was my first time at Changers this past week, and I went in expecting, I'm just going to go build some stuff and maybe sing some songs, but it ended up being a lot more than that. I got there, and I was put on a crew of 14 people, and I didn't know any of them. They were all older than me. I was the youngest one there, and I was kind of having a panic attack because I was going to work 10 hours with them all week, going to spend most of my time with people I didn't know, but I think that ended up being the best thing that could have happened for me. We got there, and I had the privilege of going to this church that was just amazing. The people there, they just loved on us so much, and it was a privilege to go. And the preacher, his sermon was around how God is our rock. He just kept saying that to us. He said, God is our rock, God is our rock, God is our rock. And by the end of that day, I knew God was my rock. And so here comes Monday, and the first day I got to go meet the homeowner. We started working, and the homeowner of the house that I was at, his name was Mr. Max, and he was the most happiest old man I've ever seen. He just kept telling us how much he loved us and how blessed he was to have us here. And a few days later, we came to find out that his wife had just recently passed away, and it just blew me away that for someone to be this happy and excited and joyful when they just lost the love of their life and were living by themselves, and his children never came and saw him, but he was just so grateful and happy and just showed us that joy in his heart. It really inspired me to, despite the fact of the losses and sin of this world, just to show my joy. And Tuesday morning was by far my favorite morning. That was the morning that about 3 o'clock the fire alarms all went off. Okay, so Tuesday morning, 3 o'clock, all the fire alarms went off. No one knew what was happening, so we all ran outside. We were there for an hour. Fire trucks come, so it wasn't some kid just pulling an alarm. Comes to find out, the kitchen ladies burnt the bacon. But what really amazed me was the kitchen ladies were up at 3 o'clock in the morning fixing us breakfast, so that really helped me appreciate them. And so I went off 3 hours of sleep that day. That was a fun day. And that night, Pastor Steve, he had preached the same sermon every night, and it was John chapter 10, and it was about the Good Samaritan, and it was the same message every night, but in different perspectives. So it was a different message, but it was the same. And Tuesday night, it really got to me. He was talking about how this Good Samaritan, he was on a journey, he was traveling, he had no intention of doing anything but getting to where he was going. And this half-beaten man was laying on the side of the road, dead, and people just walked by him. But this Good Samaritan, he stopped and took time out of his journey, used his money, and helped this man. The man he had never met, he didn't know, but out of the grace of his heart, he stopped and helped this man. And it hit me. I was like, I want to be like that Good Samaritan. I want to take time out of my day, out of my life, and go and help people. And that night we were singing the first song that I played, and he called down to the gym floor. He said, if you're not saved, come down. They came up. And then he said, if you're a Christian, you're struggling with something, he said, come down. Okay. And my heart at that point was just beating out of my chest. I was sweating, I was shaking, and I just felt this power in me. And then he called, if you feel led to go into ministry, come down. And that's when I knew God was calling me to go into ministry. And I came down, I just ran down those bleachers, I just fell to my knees and started praying to God. And I said, God, just lead me, God. I said, I pray that you can lead me and I'll go and follow, God. I don't know what you want me to go and do. I don't know where you want me to go to, but I know that you're calling me to go into ministries. I said, lead me where you go. I may be 13, may not know what in the world you're calling me to do, but I know you're calling me to do something. So I just pray that you lead me and I'll go. And that night was most certainly my favorite, but throughout the rest of the week, we really worked hard on this house and ended up getting a lot more stuff done than we were supposed to. And we got a front deck done, a back deck done. We built a privacy fence, did stepping stones, power washed the whole house, weeded, made flower pots, we took vines off. And if you power wash, make sure you don't point it at your face, because I did, and I power washed my face because I thought it was off, but it wasn't off. It really hurt. But I ended up coming home that day and was soaking wet, so that was fun. I wasn't hot, but I did power wash myself in the face twice, actually. Didn't learn the lesson the first time. But it was just an overall great week. And Mr. Max, he was just always so happy, and I was able to witness to all the neighbors around him. And they were all great people, and we were able to talk about Jesus and pray with them. And this one neighbor in particular, she just really inspired me. She and her family is a biracial family, and they get a lot of hate from that neighborhood, and nobody likes them. They're all mean to them. She said something that really hit me. She said, those people may be mean to me and my family. They may hate us, they may say bad things, but God loves them, so I'm going to love them too. And I'm going to just be happy for them, and I'm going to love them and be nice to them, because I want to teach my children to do that, to love themselves and love others. And that just really hit me hard. She was a stay-at-home mom, raising 3 little kids. Her husband works 6 days a week. And it just really inspired me, because not only is she taking care of her family, she's also taking care of Mr. Max, the man I was helping. It just really inspired me. And I came back knowing that I didn't go to Kentucky Changers just to build stuff. I came and it really changed my life. I think that's one of the ways to call Kentucky Changers, because not only did we change the way that person lived, but it really changed me and it's changed a lot of other people. So I just want to thank you all for all your prayers and the sponsors that helped me go, but I really appreciate it. And if you're a youth and you didn't go this year, I really recommend going next year, because it's so worth it. And I know there's some more kids who are finally old enough to go, so really recommend going. It's worth it.
There's not a lot of words to describe this week at Chambers. Sunday, we went to a church. It was like really big. It was completely different from here. It really put me out of my comfort zone. They had like a ginormous band for the church itself. Like it was bigger than most churches, like most bands that you would go to listen to at a concert. Like it was huge. And then their youth group was kind of like ours was, and it really surprised me. They didn't have many people there. We actually have more youth than they do, but they were from all nations. Like there was people that were Asian there was people that were Native American there. I mean, it was really neat to be able to go and worship with people that don't come from the same background as we do. And then we went to meet the homeowner, and she wasn't there. So we were getting ready to leave, and she pulls in. She had just got back from physical therapy because her leg, she had done something to it. I think she said that she fell on a nail, and it had messed up her leg here recently, and she's having to have surgery on it. And we didn't really know much about her, because she didn't talk much, and she wasn't around much. And then we went and did some prayer walking, and her 2 oldest kids had died not very long ago, and her mom had died not very long ago. And then they also told us that her youngest son got back from the military, and he went to visit his ex-wife, and her boyfriend had stabbed him and murdered him. So she had been having a really hard time, and she was really kept to herself, and we didn't really see much out of her. But what we did was, her steps are like on a really big hill, so we took a deck down at the back, and we built a new deck and made her a ramp. And we didn't see much out of her, but whenever we did see her, she told us that she was very thankful. And what we did see out of her, she was not completely there. So she's really having a hard time. I just pray that y'all please pray for her. It's really hard to see somebody go through as much stuff she's gone through, and she's having a really hard time. And I just thank y'all for sponsoring us. This week has been amazing. The worships every night. I just can't explain it. I just thank y'all so much.
I'm gonna do about change. If I can. And I'll tell you a little about God. He works in a strange and mysterious way. He'll work anything else in his will, the way he needs to work it out. I wasn't planning on going to change this year. Hadn't signed up. I had went to one meeting, but Saturday while I was working after we let the kids off, they called me and said they needed help. And they asked me if I was going. I said, no, I'm not coming. Linda Bowen does the direction of getting all the crews together and making sure everybody's got a crew, making sure everybody's got a crew leader. They take a group of teenagers, and then they take two adult people that's kind of acclimated to the job they're going to do. Like if they're doing the deck, they'll take somebody that knows a little bit about doing the deck, and they'll put them in charge of the group of teenagers. They'll have maybe a person from the church group there with them, and then one more adult. They've usually got 4 adults with a group of teenagers to guide them. They wanted me to be a crew chief. That's something that I love kids. I love people. I love God first. I love people. But I'm not good at leading, what you say. They wanted me to be a crew chief. I said I wasn't going. He said, I said, if you can't work, he said he'd work it out there. And I said, well, if you can't work it out there, give me a call. And God worked on me. He was telling me that I needed to go. But about 30 minutes, I got to thinking, I can work any time here at my job doing what I do. But he's going to give me a week to work for the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and do his work. When we called back, about 30 minutes, he said, yeah. He said, I didn't find anybody. And he come. And I said, yeah, I'll come. So he called him, done work on me, and he told me I needed to come. So I told him, yeah, I'll come. And I didn't know how I was going to get there. All I've got is my car. I didn't want to take anything away from Stuart and Chad this week, or last week to do their work. And we were talking about it, trying to decide what we was going to do, what I thought I was going to drive. And I called. It was Mike Woodrum. I don't know if y'all know him or not, but he pastored the church in the Valley. And he does a lot of mission work. He said, you need a ride? And I said, yeah, I need a ride. He said, well, me and you's going to go up together. So God worked that out. He had it worked out from the time that started. And me and him was on the team with 12 kids. And I tell you what, one thing that the change has done for me is give me hope of our younger generation. Not only our crew, we were blessed with a great crew of kids, but the whole crew. I thank y'all for being the kind of persons and Christians as you are, and give me hope for the future. Because, I seen one thing that made me sick in one of our programs. The pastor showed a video in a large city of a homeless man walking up the street, and he come around a big step and he collapsed. He was staggering and he collapsed. And he showed it for about 5-10 minutes. No one stopped. A couple would glance at him and walk on by, but no one stopped and helped that man. And it made me feel, it broke my heart to know that the world has changed to that. And that's why he preached on the Good Samaritan. You know, there's a lot of people that passed him, priests, Levites, and didn't help. We all need to be Good Samaritans. And that's what gives me hope about these kids. They give time, they give their whole week this past week to go out to somewhere that they didn't have no idea where they were going or what they were going to do. But I think of that verse in the Bible, I think it's in Jesus, that some having compassion makes a difference. You know, we can spread the gospel a lot better when they see and feel the gospel through us. And that's what they've done. They showed the gospel through their actions, and they showed it through their testimony too. They shared the gospel in word, but we can talk all we want to, but if our actions ain't behind it, to have compassion, be compassionate, be active in the faith, believe what the Bible tells. Jesus tells us to have compassion on people who are in need. I pray nobody in this church has seen that homeless man laying there on the street and just walk by and keep walking, not stop and that's the going and getting that. One other thing that blessed me was we had a job that me and Mike didn't know what we were going to do. We just told them we'd do whatever we needed to do. And I know why, I don't know why the people that were supposed to do this job didn't show up. When we drove up, I had a pretty good idea. Because it was a job that me and Stuart and Chad couldn't tackle by ourselves. But God showed up and we did that job for 12 teenagers in 4 days. Less than 4 days. We had time to go help other people do their job. When God's in something, He's going to use you. He's going to get whatever He wants to accomplish through you. And we need to give Him thanks and praise and glory for doing it. I just thank Him for using me this past week. And being able to be blessed by the kids and the homeowners and by Him. He's got blessings prepared for each one of us that we can imagine. If we'll just open my heart, be receptive to His will, and then obey it. You know, we had an envelope in each one of our groups that had cards in it. They had envelopes and we wrote notes to each other and put them in there. And that encouraged me about the future for our kids too, because I got some wonderful notes from those kids. You know, we think they don't listen, they don't hear, they don't understand that they're it's not good kids. But we have some great kids. Have some great kids here. And I just thank God for them. If you have an opportunity, and it don't have to be changed, because we do need to be like that verse says. When you have some passion, you make a difference. You need people where they are. And when He seen the need, He had compassion. That's the first thing He did, meet that need. And then He shared the gospel. Let's try to be a little more compassionate with people that are in need. Thank you. All right.
Thank you so much this morning. You all come up, we'll have a song invitation. Keisha, come on. Great word this morning. Those three that went, we appreciate you all going and representing our church, but more importantly the Lord. And just been a great week for them. Does anybody give their heart to the Lord this week?
They was, I don't know the numbers. I think it was probably salvation and rededicated, like they often watch and it's great to have
Stand if you're with me this morning.
Turn to page 185.
Someone this morning have a word of praise on their heart to share with us.
Well, Doctor, I would ask all of you to pray for Daniel Rogers' mom because she's been to the hospital.
All right. Someone else? Someone else? Someone else?
I just want to praise the Lord for making changes that really helped me and for calling me to go into ministries. And I'm really excited to see where He leads me and what I'm going to do. And I just ask y'all for your prayers that as He calls me and leads me, that I can find what He's called me to do and do it.
You'll know. You'll know. Lord bless you. Bless you. We're excited for you. Someone else?
Remember Becky Dixon, just having a little health problem.
All right. Someone else?
Well, y'all keep me in your prayers. I go back tomorrow to my cancer doctor for my yearly checkup. Wednesday, I go to the VA for my 6 months checkup. Just pray that everything will work out and be good.
Amen. Amen. Anyone else?
I want to praise the Lord for taking care of my dad this week, and it was a long day on Wednesday. They said this shouldn't take very long. We went at 11, and we didn't get home till around 8 that night. And but when the doctor went in there, he couldn't find any cancer. What he thought he saw wasn't there, and so I'm so thankful for God carrying him through that.
Someone else?
Thank you God for your word. Continue to
Any unspoken concerns? All right. Don't forget, I can only imagine, if you've not seen that presentation, great presentation. It's about an hour and 45 minutes long, so we'll start at 5 o'clock county time. It's based on a true story. If you've not seen it, I certainly encourage you to come out. You'll enjoy it. It's a great, great, great presentation. Gather hands this morning. Larry dismisses.